Hey, what's up guys? I'm KBHD here, and these are the new Bose noise canceling headphones 700. Terrible name. That might be the worst thing about these headphones. So when I first saw that Bose announced these, it kind of took me by surprise, but the more you think about them and use them, the more it makes perfect sense. These are a prime example of competition driving things forward and making better products for us, the consumers. You'll see what I mean. So the most striking part is, of course, the new pretty minimal design. I don't love it. I mean, it's definitely a unique look. It looks fine. I think the look they're going for here is minimal and clean. But I like that there's still matte black everything. There's also a silver version. I like that it's pretty lightweight still, and I like that they're still over ear. But they've kind of seemingly gotten rid of any visible hinges or any broken lines at all. It just kind of looks like these smooth ear cups attached to one single stock. But you can still rotate them around, and it still gives you pretty much 100% of the flexibility you had before. The top band is still soft, and the clamp force is still pretty solid. You put them on, and even before turning them on, they've created a nice seal. It's just definitely a very unique look. I think the only thing I really don't like, even though I totally get it, is the adjustability for height, as you can see, is now just this smooth slide instead of the clicks you usually get from like every other pair of headphones. So this is less satisfying, but you know, it makes sense with this really smooth, minimal look. But then pretty much all the new features that they've added are a direct response to all the headphones that have been coming out over the past year that have had all kinds of cool features that have sort of passed them up. Like if you look back, the Bose QC series, that iconic quiet comfort headphone lineup, has been kind of the same almost stubbornly for the past couple years, even as we evolved, just because they kind of settled in as the industry standard. People knew that if you wanted noise canceling headphones, you just got those. But then along came the Microsoft Surface headphones and the Sony XM3s and just a bunch of others in the last year that really had all these crazy 2019 features that started to, I think, actually eat into their sales. So they had to respond. So now these new features we get in the 700s, I'm just calling them the 700s, many of these new features are just straight from what we just got in this new competition. So the 700s now finally have USB Type-C, where all the quiet comforts were micro USB. These will now also, they'll connect to two different Bluetooth devices at once and can instantly swap back and forth between them. Love that. You now have also a touchpad on the side of the right headphone with media controls. So double tap the touchpad to play and pause, swipe up or swipe down to change the volume up or down, and swipe forward to go forward, swipe backward to go back. It's not cold enough for me to test if these like stop working when it's cold or anything like that, but they seem to work pretty great now. And then there are 3 physical buttons. So on the right side, there's the power/Bluetooth button. So single tap turns it on and off, and a long press goes to pairing mode. And then the second button over here is your assistant button. So you tap it and it'll pause your music and use the excellent built-in mics to let you ask Google Assistant things. And then on the left side is a noise cancellation adjustment button. So you can cycle between a maximum of 10 out of 10, 5 out of 10, or 0 out of 10 noise cancellation. And those presets are customizable. And then the Bose Music app is all fresh and clean, and it'll tell you exactly how much battery you have left to the minute, and it'll let you dial in any noise cancellation level from 1 to 10 at any time, which is super specific. And you can change what assistant the assistant button triggers. So if you have a Samsung phone, you can do Bixby, maybe you want Alexa, maybe you want Siri. That's your call. What that Bose app notably doesn't have is any sort of EQ control. So if you're someone who wants to have that extra bass or you want to add to messing with the way it sounds out the box, these don't do it from the Bose app. And I'll say these sound just about as high quality as any Bluetooth headphones have been. And their sound signature, the way they sound, is unsurprisingly kind of flat. Like that's just the way Bose headphones have sounded for the past couple years with the quiet comforts. If you're in it for that big thumping bass, you might find these a bit lackluster or disappointing, but you're rarely buying these for the big thumping bass. You're buying them for the noise cancellation. And they definitely deliver on that, but it's not all roses. There are a couple other things to consider that aren't just upgraded features. So like I mentioned, it has USB Type-C, which is great, but on the other side, they have a 2.5 millimeter headphone jack instead of 3.5. So if you run out of battery or you want to plug in wired audio for some reason, you have to use, I guess, their included 2.5 millimeter to 3.5 millimeter cable instead of any old regular audio cable that you have ready to go. That's kind of disappointing. The case also, compared to the competition, is decently compact, but not the smallest. I think the Sonys would win again for smallest overall travel size because they actually fold. But the Bose case does have this neat magnetic flap covering the pocket to put in the cables. So that's pretty cool. But I also noticed it doesn't come with the airline adapter anymore. This is the one that came with the Sonys, and they've come with Bose Quiet Comfort ones in the past. And I feel like just including this made me remember that this was like the default headphones that you listen to on a plane, but they're not included with the 700s. I don't know, maybe they just assume you already have one. Overall though, just as a package, this is the upgrade that we've been waiting for from Bose. The sleeping giant of noise canceling headphones finally got poked enough times into making a move and delivering this, a better overall product in pretty much every possible way from the previous generation. It's better for us. So the natural question a lot of you are probably wondering is these or the Sonys, the Mark IIIs that I recently have claimed and a lot of people agree are pretty much the king of noise canceling headphones now. Which would you pick? And there's a lot of good reasons now for each of them, but here's what I will say. The Sonys are lighter because of their plastic. They also fold down smaller, better for traveling, longer battery life, and they're $50 cheaper. But if you're buying headphones for noise cancellation, the Bose are back on top as far as actual quality of noise cancellation. The quality of the built-in mics is incredible, and the overall build quality of the Bose headphones is superior. So for the money, the Sony might be a little bit of a better buy. Plus I prefer the sound from these with a little more character, a little more fun. But I'm glad the competition has brought us yet another incredible choice. That's what you get for having better products around. So companies compete, we win. There it is. Hey, thanks for watching. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace.